universe is really emboldened within each one of us, then the entirety of the cosmos is accessible to each and every individual.
Anyway, let's get right into the platypus. So, what can this thing do? This thing can run fast. It can run fast over land, and it can swim pretty fast underwater too. I would say parallel to the speed it can run across land. It's pretty impressive. This thing can jump. Right click on your mouse is going to give you a small jump, while if you hit space, you're going to be getting a little bit more distance, especially if you're sprinting, you're really going to be getting distance. Some pretty decent distance, in fact. And it can jump out of the water and fly, which is something that's pretty interesting and pretty useful if you consider that a lot of land-based creatures don't have a way to get airborne once they enter the water. That's kind of been the way it is for most creatures in ARK. And of course, it can glide, and it can glide pretty far. It can glide pretty far. It can glide quickly. It can't really gain too much altitude, but it can maintain altitude for a decent amount of time. It can also maintain its momentum, which is another thing that's pretty important. So if you're running and jumping and running again, it's a pretty good way to cover large areas of this map, especially places that are a little bit uneven in their topography, pretty quickly. It's pretty cool. The platypus has decent stats, has decent health, has really decent stamina, which is really important considering that it's such a mobile creature. It has normal food. Wait. It also has this other stat, which we'll cover more in depth later, which is the nursing effectiveness, which basically boosts the effectiveness and the range of the nursing feature this creature can do, which we'll explain later on in the video. The Maewing's melee stat is particularly bad, unable to kill even small dinosaurs in groups and clusters quickly, so I don't recommend you get in any fights with this thing. This thing is fast and this thing can fly. Use that to your advantage, considering there are no pteranodons on Genesis 2, and leave the area quickly. Taming this thing is pretty easy. It's a standard knockout tame. You can use darts, arrows of the narcotic variety, or club it if you just trap it. It's not aggressive in the wild, it's passive, so just build a standard trap with a roof around it as it's just kind of chilling, and you should be able to tame it fairly easily. And while the platypus here is an omnivore, it prefers meat to tame, so take some mutton or prime with you when you tame it. It can also, of course, use kibble as well. The Maewing can be found in what I call the non-hostile region of Genesis 2, which is the non-corrupted section, or the right-hand section of the map, as shown by the wiki player-based map here. The Maewing lays eggs of random quality at random times, even under the influence of the Oviraptor. When picked up, the egg will state what quality it is, and here, of course, I've been reading from the message from our good friend Fishnips, who kindly provided some of the information, helped me do a lot of testing for the video. Thank you very much to Fishnips, and a huge shout out to that guy for his help. Now, there's something really important that this thing can do that we haven't covered quite yet. This can steal babies. That's right, along with nursing them, it can also steal enemy babies. You have to be quite close for this to work, but basically what you do is you go up next to a baby, open the options wheel, select one of the 3 slots in a saddled Maewing. Keep in mind the Maewing has to be saddled because this is where you keep the babies, and you simply select which baby to steal and you put it in there. It's pretty simple and pretty amazing. And it also cannot steal babies through walls. Trust me, we tried. However, once it has the baby, it can run, fly, all the same stuff it normally can, and also, if you're worried about the baby's health, it can nurse the baby while doing all those things. It's truly a very multifunctional dinosaur. This stuff is great to have. This is going to be, I think, going to become a norm mount for any tribe. Additionally, according to the wiki, each percentage of the nursing's effectiveness stat makes the food satisfy the baby's food stat by 1 more percent. So you basically got a bigger trough and a slightly more effective trough, even though the percentage that it raises that effectiveness isn't exactly insane. And as we mentioned, this does completely replace the movement speed and does not affect any other stat, such as the speed on the Maewing. The nursing radius raises from here, shown, which is about 4 foundations on the side and 3 behind it and in front of it, and then raises it to just a little bit outside that. It doesn't raise an incredibly wide radius, but it's decent enough for a vanilla dinosaur in my opinion. Now, there's one more thing that this dinosaur can do that's absolutely game-changing, and that is options setting. Now, this is more of a convenience thing for large dinosaur group management than it is anything else. Basically what this does is it allows the option settings to be copied to other dinosaurs. Let me show you what I mean. Basically, you have two Maewings here. One Maewing is set to a certain aggressiveness or a certain wandering or something like that, anything in the options wheel. And then the option is given to copy that settings to other Maewings in the radius. You're then able to make a Maewing that has identical options. However, you can do this to all dinosaurs, any dinosaurs within the radius, and as you'll see, the radius is huge. It's a massive circle you can fill a lot of large tames with to very quickly change the option settings for these things. Now, take note, it does not transmit spays or neuters. I think that's probably for the best, though. Imagine if you accidentally transmitted a spay or neuter to your breeding population of gigas or something like that. That'd be incredibly painful. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Maewing. In my opinion, an incredibly fantastic addition with Genesis 2. It's easy to tame, and it lets you steal babies, raise babies while you're stealing them. You can do all kind of stuff. This thing is crazy, and I'm super excited that it's part of Genesis 2. Alright guys, and that is everything for the Platypus from Genesis 2. Thank you for watching. This was super fun to do. There will be more cinematics coming as the next content, but also some more videos covering more creatures. Comment what you want covered, comment what you want to see, and I will see you guys next time.